Come on in, everybody. Come in and invite a friend, okay? I'm gonna give y'all some time to come in. Put my bracelets on. Get your notepads and your pens ready. Where are my seat dancers at? Hey. If you're watching this on the replay, type in replay in the comments. Make sure you leave your questions so we can answer them, okay? Let us know how y'all like our intro music too in the comments, all right? Hey. Let me know in the comments if you like our new intro music. We got some great strategies to share today. Make sure you invite all your business besties. Let me know you're here so I can shout you out right quick. Y'all ready to get this work? Let's go. And get one more two-step in and we're going to get started. I want you to dance too. Dancing is good. Joy is good, y'all. We got to get happy about our next level because it's here. It's here. Got to put the stanky face on, you know? All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. My name is Renetta Gunn Stevens, CEO of Sophisticated Press, and I am so excited to come to you today and share some strategies, you all, on how to stop overthinking and underdoing. That's right. That's our topic for today. Stop overthinking and underdoing. If you don't know me or if this is your first time tuning in, I am the CEO of Sophisticated Press. I'm the author of 4 books, Kingdom Speaking in the Boardroom, A Dad's Redemption, Push, Promoting to Shipping and Handling Happens, and 10 Ways to Eliminate Debt by Writing. I'm also the co-founder of Sophisticated Press Author Academy, which teaches you how to self-publish your book and how to create financial independence through publishing strategies in the marketplace. And so today we are going to be talking about how to stop overthinking and underdoing. Got a story to share with you. 3 years ago, I was following Tiffany Montgomery, who I still follow today. And she is a woman of God, powerful woman of God. And she has a conference yearly that is titled Millions Conference. And Millions Conference was being held in Atlanta, Georgia. And so me and a couple of my friends, Sonia B. Fitness, Deanna Browley from Relax She's Natural, we went to Millions Conference. And can I tell you, instantly when we got to the conference, the presence of the Lord met us there. And it was just such a great experience. But one of the services, Tiffany had us working on listening to the word of God and listening to the voice of God. And so we had to link up with somebody who was right next to us. And we had to hold their hand and we had to be silent and we had to hear what thus said the Lord about each other. So me and this stranger, she was a female. She held my hand, I held her hand. And we was silent for 2 minutes and we heard what the Lord said for me to give to her and for her to give to me. And it was her turn to go first. And she says, when you leave here, you're moving from where you're at. And I was like, that's interesting because I do want to move. I've been, thinking about moving, but I don't, really have all of my stuff in order to move yet. She said, no, when you leave here, you're moving. And so what I told her was, what the Lord had told me to tell her was that she was in journalism and that she was going to be a great journalist, interviewing all of the celebrities, the movie stars, and things like that. And it just so happened that she was into journalism, right? And so this exercise at Millions Conference was so powerful because we both was able to practice listening to what the Lord says and then telling that person. And so when I got home, you all, now previous to that, I had been wanting to move into a home, but at that time, my credit wasn't right. I didn't have like the down payment in the bank. And so every time I would try, it would just be a disappointment. My kids would get happy thinking that they were going to finally get this big yard, finally get their own bedrooms. And you all, it just would always end up with womp, 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 nothing happens. So this time it was something different. This time I didn't even look at my credit. I didn't even look at what was in the bank. I just said, when I get home, I'm gonna start looking up houses and I'm gonna start making me an appointment to look at some houses. And so when I got home, you all, I began to make appointments and look at houses, and I didn't care really what the price was of the house. I just was like, you know what, I'm just going to walk on faith. And I began to schedule those appointments. And so we arrived at this one house. And when we got there, it was being sold by a private owner. And when I got to the house, as soon as I opened the door, I just felt like this was my house, you all. I just felt it, right? So I'm walking through the house, I'm looking at all of the rooms, and I'm just like, wow, this is my house. So I'm talking to the lady, because again, this is a private owner sale. And I told her, I say, hey, listen, I really don't have good credit, right? And I really don't have a lot of money, but today is a faith walk for me because I was told that I was moving when I got back home from this conference. And so I'm here on faith to just ask, could we have this house, because I want to provide my children with the opportunity to have their own room and with the opportunity to have their own backyard and just to experience living in a house, because we have been living in an apartment, you all, for as long as we was renting, right? This was my first house. This was going to be my first house. And so I began to tell the lady, I said, if you give me this house, if you share this house with me, I'm going to honor it. I'm going to make sure that we take good care of it. And I'm going to make sure that it's just always top notch, clean, spotless. Because it was like really high end retail real estate, right? And I was like, if you don't give me this house, I'm going to pray that whoever gets this house from you, that they honor it and that they cherish it, right? And so she was just looking in my face. She was looking at me, looking at me. And then before you know it, she said, on Wednesdays, the lawnmowers, the lawn people come. And if they don't come on Wednesday, I want you to call me. So I said, wait a minute. She just said to call her if they don't come on Wednesdays. Now, in order for me to call her on Wednesdays, if they don't show up, that means I'm going to have to be occupying this house. And the rest, you all, is history, as they say. But let me tell you what happened. What happened was I stopped overthinking and just underdoing. I stopped overthinking. And I know sometimes in life we want to have all of the answers before we get started. I know sometimes we want to have all of the money before we get started. We want to know how the end is going to be before we get started. And so we just don't do anything because we're waiting on everything to make sense, and we're waiting on everything to be logically in place, and we're waiting on us to know how we're going to be able to afford it all the way to the end. But can I tell you all that sometimes in life, you just have to make a decision, and you just have to be able to begin working on what it is you want to be done. For instance, with our publishing packages, sometimes people, they'll say, well, we want to wait until we have all of the money. We want to wait until we know that the book is totally finished. We want to wait until the manuscript is perfect. And can I tell you that there are some doors that just will not open for you until you get right in front of it? You know how it is at the grocery stores. You can see the door, you know you want to walk through the door, but you waiting on the door to open before you get out the car. But when you in that grocery store parking lot, you sitting in your car looking out the door, not going to open the door. And what if you never get out your car until the door open? Yeah, other people are walking in, but you still sitting in your car looking at, well, why the door ain't open for me? Because you ain't got close enough to it. You got to get close to your destiny. You got to get close to your dreams, and you got to make a decision to get out the car and walk towards the door. And when the door notice your presence, then the door will open. And so that's what I had to do, you all. I had to make a decision. It didn't matter that at that time my credit wasn't right. It didn't matter that at that time my money wasn't right. I received a word from the Lord that it was time for me to move. And so when I got back from Atlanta from Millions Conference, I started making appointments. And I got a house that day, you all. A $400,000 house that day, you all. Let's be clear on that. Without an ID. The lady never seen my identification. The lady hadn't did a credit check yet. But because of my faith, because of my actions, because of me being assertive, proactive, and scheduling the appointment, regardless of what circumstances looked it like, and because I showed up, I was able to make a human connection and get the house of my dreams. Get the house that when I was going to school every day, I would pray like, man, I wish I could live in a neighborhood like this. Man, I wish I could. Not knowing that God was already preparing everything that I wanted, but it was up to me to make a decision. So that's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to understand, you all, that your destiny is based on you making a decision. Your destiny is not going to just be about you having a destiny, but never making a decision to get to it. Everything that God gives you, you're not going to be able to afford it all. It's going to be more than what's in your bank account. It's going to be more than what's in your budget. But do you still have the faith to pursue anyway? Do you still have the faith to pursue even though it's out of your budget? Even though it's out of your budget. The house was out of my budget, but I got a word that I was moving. And so surely if you're going to give me a word that I'm moving, I'm going to look for something that I desire, not just what I want. Because I was already having what I want in the apartment. But now I got a word from God. I might as well pursue what I desire. And I desire the home with a big yard, with enough rooms for each one of my children to have their own bedrooms, their own space to grow. And that thing just worked out, you all. And so the first thing I want you to do to stop overthinking and underdoing is to make a decision. Make a decision. The second thing I want you to do is to fail fast. If I would have went there and she would have said, well, we can't give you this house, guess what I would have did? I would have kept on going. I would have kept making appointments, scheduling appointments until I got the house that I was going to get. Why? Because I had already got a word that I was going to be moving. And you just got to believe, and you just got to hurry up. If somebody's going to say no, look at no's as a good thing, because your no's get you closer to a yes. And some of you all out here, you're afraid of no's. And so instead of you getting the no, so you can just hurry up and get to your wealthy place, so you can hurry up and get to your destiny, you just won't do anything because you don't want to be told no. I love no's because I understand that no's is sometimes an opportunity for dialogue, right? Like if someone tells me no, I know growing up we was taught not to ask why not, because what we was told by mama all the time, because I told you so. So it's like growing up as a child, we were always encouraged not to ask why. Well, why can't I have it? Why can't I? So when somebody told me no, do you want to publish a book? No. I don't be like, okay. I'd be like, And why do you not want to publish a book? No, it's an invitation for dialogue. No, it's not a reason for you to walk away and stop pursuing relationships, stop providing your resolutions. No, it's an invitation to dialogue. If you can put that in the comments. No, it's an invitation to dialogue. No, it's not an indication for you to stop selling, for you to stop offering your expertise, for you to stop showing the world how beautiful you are and how talented you are because somebody told you no. No is an invitation to ask why not. Why not is an invitation to create a conversation, because now your reader, your niche market, your prospect, they're going to share why not, and they're going to share their reasons, and most of the times it's a miscommunication or a misunderstanding, so you want them to tell you why not so you can clarify and clear their misunderstanding and their miscommunication. And so when people contact Sophisticated Press and they say, well, I want to publish a book, but not now, or I want to publish a book and it's out my budget, that's an opportunity for me to share with them that, everything is out your budget. Having a baby is out your budget. Getting a flat tire on your way to work is out your budget. We don't live life because and make decisions based off our budget. We make decisions based on what we want. How many times we knew a bill was due and that dress at Macy's was out our budget, but we still bought it. So when somebody tell you that something is out their budget, it's okay, of course. Because how many times we bought things out of our budget? That's Don't let that stop you. Keep going, keep pursuing, keep asking questions. And the more you ask questions instead of doing all the talking, the more you will be able to understand what that reader needs, what your niche market need, what their pain points is, and then you can provide the resolution through your book and through your products and services. And so make a decision, fail fast. And the last thing I want you to do, you all, is stop waiting on people to give you the okay to proceed. When I was came home and I said, babe, I told my hubby, I said, ooh, babe, I got a word from the Lord. And they said that I was moving when I got back home. So I'm gonna schedule an appointment and start looking at some homes. And did you know that my husband was like, oh, I ain't down with that, because I know ain't nobody finna give us no house, right? We still getting ready for it. We still getting prepared for it. But God has opened up doors, you all, that He's going to make an exception on your behalf. But in order for you to receive that exception, you got to go forth. You got to pull on your God. And so my husband was like, I'm not doing it because I know we're not going to get it. So you got to be able to still make a decision and not wait on another person to give you the okay to go forth. Even if that person is a close family member, even if that person is a mentor, someone that you really take their okays and they yes and they no's into consideration, if God truly told you to do it. And so I still scheduled the appointment. Hubby went with me, and when hubby heard that lady say, hey, if the line people don't come on Wednesday, give me a call, he looked at me, and guess what? He was able to see the power of God and the power of making a decision and just believing in what God told you. And he was like, wow, I don't believe it. We got the house. And I'm like, yes, I'm telling you, I told you, God told me that we was moving when I got back from Atlanta. And so that's why it's important sometimes, you all, to go forth, go forward. Make a decision, fail fast, and don't wait on anyone to tell you that that's a good idea to publish a book. That's a good idea to start a business. That's a good idea to do whatever. Like, you have to, because they don't know your destiny. Only you and God know your destiny. Only you and God know your destiny, because He's the one who prepared it and planned it for you. And then He deposited little snippets and little visuals of it. And so they're not going to see it. So when you go to someone and ask them, what do you think about this? Yeah, we need mentors, and yeah, we need feedback. But there still is just a little bitty of room where you have to say where if God truly has told you, there is a little space where sometimes everybody don't know. They really can't speak to you on it. So you have to make a decision based on what God told you to do. So I wanted to just share that story with you all today to just tell you that, listen, if I would have been overthinking, I would have been like, I'm going to wait till my credit score this, or I'm gonna wait till I got this much money because I done already did it before. But this time when I got back from that conference, I just began to not overthink and underdo. I began to make appointments, go look at homes, and I got the house, you all, without even having a credit check done. I got the house, you all, without even showing ID to the lady because I just made a decision that I was just gonna just leap with faith. I was just gonna go for it. And so I want to encourage you, if you have not published your book and you know that you should be publishing your book, you need to connect with Sophisticated Press and you need to take the same leap of faith that I did, even when it did not make sense to man. Even then, even though my bank account didn't say that I could afford it, once I got the house, I realized that I could afford it. I realized that I had a 401k. I realized that it was money in the house. It's just that sometimes without the purpose being clear, you don't even realize how much money you're wasting on things that's not important. But once it's purpose tied to your money, you'll be surprised how much money you realize you have. Because we waste a lot of money on restaurant foods, on Starbucks, on our hair, on, just how many times we done went to the restaurant knowing we just bought $200 worth of groceries. We do that all the time, right? So it wasn't even so much as sometimes a lack of money, it's just a lack of priority that we have and that we have to begin to change. And so if you are a entrepreneur, we believe here at Sophisticated Press that every business should have a book and every book is a business. You are an expert if you are an entrepreneur. You have knowledge and wisdom that somebody needs in humanity. And so I am encouraging you to get your business a business book so that your information, your story, your genius can be spread across the world. Without your book, your information is very limited to your trainings, your conferences, and your Zooms, and it doesn't go no further than that. And after that, you're dependent on other people to tell your story for you. You're dependent on other people to share your expertise. You're dependent on other people to promote you when you always want to be in control of that promotion and of that narrative. And the best way to can be in control of that narrative is to have you a book in the marketplace. When you have your book in the marketplace, it's going to make you stand out, which is going to bring rarity to you. It's going to add credibility to your name, and it's going to give your brand exposure globally. So it's really a no-brainer. We have this program that is called the Power of Publishing because, yes, you do have power and you get more power when you publish a book. And when people read your book, guess what? They get empowered because of the power that you shared in your book, the power of knowledge, the power of strategies, the power of your expertise. And so it's very important for you to share that in the book. I want you to join us through the Power of Publishing program. I'm going to put up the banner here. And I really do. I want you just to really go to sophisticatedpress.com. I want you to look under the tab that say TPOP. I want you to click on that tab, read the program, and I want you to join us. We are learning how to share our expertise through publishing. We are learning how to better serve our clients. The networking of professionals that we have in this program and with Sophisticated Press is priceless. And so I just encourage you to share this story with people that need to hear it, that stop overthinking, stop expecting everything to be perfect before you make a decision, and just join now and we'll help you with the whole process. Okay, well, you know how we end it here at Sophisticated Press. Listen, we love you so much with the love of Jesus Christ. And we are so proud of you, and we know you can do it. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.